Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy. It's Tuesday, June 13th, 2023, here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I'm here with Smokey as well, so maybe she'll make her appearance at some point. It's officially summer, kids are home, you'll probably hear them outside right now. They're playing, talking, etc. So hopefully that won't be too distracting. I'm not filming on Monday this week just because life. Got too busy yesterday to film, and I most likely won't be able to film on Monday next week either. It's going to be a little more sporadic, my filming schedule this summer, until school gets back in session. And that's to be expected. So I'll be here when I'm here. Let's see. I guess I can start with things I got this week. I received some things from Fat Quarter Shop. So I guess I can start with that. I got the Stitch Quarterly for the summer. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, you might want to fast forward a little bit. But I got this, I think, on Monday last week, Monday or Tuesday. So most of you, at least in the States, probably have it already. But super cute project bag. I really like this. This is fun. It's on both sides. And comes with a pressing mat, 10 by 10, which is actually really cool. I don't have one of these, a wool pressing mat. Supposedly it's helpful for getting creases out of your fabric that are stubborn. So I'll have to try that. And then all the goodies for the Summer Paradise Stitch Quarterly. It's pretty cute. There's the pattern, You Are My Sunshine, is like a house, palm tree, and all the pretty colors, very bright and summery, and a needle minder matches the house. And then this fun fabric, Sea and Sand. It's 14 count Aida, but it has, you can tell, even like rocky, sandy, and sky all in the same piece of fabric. So that's pretty cool. So you could see, and they stitched it like that on here too. So very fun. That's cool. Smokey is right back there. She chose the worst possible place to be visible, but that's okay. They also sent some patterns. We have the latest in the Chicken Club, which is Hank. These are cute. The latest in the Stackables series. This is May. That's pretty. I like that one. The flowers. And there's the latest in the Simply Signs series, Summertime. And some Star Spangled Ornaments. I think they have a Christmas version of this. But these ones are all patriotic, summery themes. And another patriotic one, Typeface. So they have like the Christmas version that we've seen before with Santa and Frosty and whatnot, reindeer. These have Uncle Sam and Eagle and the Statue of Liberty. So that's pretty fun. Those are all now in their shop. And then I got some flosses. So Cross Stitching Supplies is the name of the website, and they are going out of business, which is very sad because I've really enjoyed their products, their prices. They're currently, when I bought mine, they were 35% off. I think they may have just bumped down to 45%. So things are less and less in stock, obviously, as the sales go up. So there's not a lot left. But when I went on, I thought, you know what, let's see what they have in. They didn't have any fabric that I really couldn't live without. And they did, some of the flosses, they didn't have a lot in the brand that was, or like I looked at Weeks, I looked at Gentle Art, I'm like, eh. And then Classic Colorworks had quite a few left. And so I went through and picked out everything that I was even remotely tempted by and knew I didn't already have, and had a whole bunch in my cart. Pulled out a couple at the end that were like too similar to each other, because I use these for converting other patterns that call for DMC. So I don't need like two that are practically the same color. So And then when I actually got to my shopping cart, there was like another dozen that were already sold out since I had added them to my cart like 15 minutes before. So I ended up with, I think, 27. So there's a whole bunch of them here. And I already took them out and messed them up. So they were a little prettier when I got them. There's all of these, there's 26 in here that were 35% off and possibly a little more than that. But yeah, they're all pretty. And I have one more in my Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming because it actually fits. I had trouble with the face color on that one character, and one of the colors, Chocolate Mousse, actually was the perfect color. So that's exactly why I got these. So I'm excited about that. It worked for converting right away. That's all I got this week. I don't usually get a whole lot, but I was like, let's just see. So this week, I guess we'll start with travel stitching, like we do. Here's my temperature Quaker that I'm working on this year. One of my designs. I'm over here in June. I got all of June's little sections done on Sunday. I had to do it at home again this week because I couldn't, we drove separately again. But these little patches are a little bit smaller, so it wasn't too bad. 25 count vintage cloth in the color Prim, 1/1, full cross. Lots more blues. The sun is out today. The sun was out one day last week. So very strange weather. So it's definitely looking different than the previous, where we already had lots of, you know, yellows and reds in the May and June, but not yet. So that's fun though. It's very, that's part of what makes these temperature patterns fun, is every year is different. So it's kind of fun to see what it's gonna be. Then I've been working on my Advent Animals for travel stitching, which is limited at the moment. I am working on Pierre Penguin. I did a little bit in the car last week, and now this week I have, my daughter has some swimming lessons, so I'm doing a little bit then. I did 2 days of that already this week. So here is Pierre Penguin. So far, these are 18 count light blue Aida, 2/1, full cross. I think I forgot to say that last week. So he's looking nice, and at this point I'm saving the white till the end. Usually I do the white at the beginning, but for some reason I wanted to do the black first, and then I'm like, let's just fill in all these little details, so then when I get to the white I can just fill it all in that tummy area. So that's my plan. Slow and steady. I'll probably have less, as I mentioned before, I'll have less travel time here in the summer because of there's no school, but I'll do what I can and have fun doing it. So this is my Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming Sal. This is their yearly sal that started in May this year. So the next one will come out next Thursday. So I have one more week to work on this one. And I'm very slow on this one because I'm only getting like an hour a week. Not enough. This part is very large, but I was looking at the next part, I think is right here, and is fairly small, it looks like. So I'm hopeful that I won't get super far behind and yeah, who knows? We'll see. Maybe when I finish Flea Market Flowers, likely I'll finish that early. I can work on this one instead to make sure it doesn't get too far behind. So this is where I am now. This is 28 count Ice Blue Lugana, 1/1, full cross. I'm converting the floss for the most part to fancy floss. So I finished this gold color in the plume. There's a little bit here on, I think that's like the hilt of the sword actually, and a belt. And this is the knight riding the unicorn and her trumpet, the herald's trumpet. Then I went back and decided to finish the white. So there's a tiny bit of white here, which will be outlined by black. So you'll be able to, the white doesn't show up super well, but most of it is surrounded by other colors, so it should be fine. And then started the white on the mane of the unicorn. Then I'll add all the colors. So that'll be more fun once the colors get started. So there's that. I'm working on that when I talk with my sister on Fridays. So for now, that's all it's gonna get, and I may add to that later as other things get freed up, other spaces get freed up. I also did a little bit of flea market flowers because I talked with Desiree. I guess I could share that because that's a bonus thing too. I talked with Desiree, the Topsy Turvy crafter, on Wednesday, and we have been working on His Name is Jesus by Joyful Expressions. This is a free pattern when you sign up for their newsletter, and we finished it. Yay! So we both had gotten to the point where we had one letter left, so we knew we would need to work on something else during our call. So we both have flea market flowers started. So we worked on that together after His Name is Jesus was finished. So I'll show you His Name is Jesus first, since I kind of changed my course here. Here is mine, and mine is on 28 count ivory Lugana 1/1 full cross with Victorian motto sampler shop threads. I believe it's like garden rose, something blue, and a gold one. I'll write them on the screen. And the DMC conversions that go along with that. I've shared that with a few of you before as well. And I will also put it next to Desiree's. She sent me a picture of hers. Hers is on like a white opalescent fabric with pastel colors. So hers has like an Eastery vibe. They look pretty in lots of different colors, lots of different combinations. So super fun. We got that finished. So going forward, Desiree and I have a possibility of a different pattern we'll work on together that is more of a Christian themed one, but she's waiting on fabric. So in the meantime, since we both have flea market flowers, we thought we'd work on that together. And I was all ready to hop on board because I really want to get this done this year, and it's coming along really nicely. Yeah, that was Wednesday. So I finished July's block on Wednesday while I was talking with her, and also have quite a bit done on September. Not a whole lot done on August. This is August. September's will be done real fast when I get to that one. But I'm kind of going in order of the 12 blocks I had left at the beginning of the year. I assigned them all a month, and so I'm still focusing on them in that order. But I will probably finish before the end of the year. That would be nice, and then I can focus on something else. So here is this one. 25 count vintage cloth in the color barley. 1/1 full cross. Called for fabric, called for colors, although they called for 2/2, and I am doing 1/1. So this block is finished, which is really fun. And some of those colors ended up over here. So these are started. Next time I pull this out, I'll probably work on borders. The flower in August is these gray tones as well. So the borders are gray. So I think I'll just focus on that, get all the borders finished, and then I'll start in on the petals for the August one and go from there. So pretty fun, because then I'll be able to see what's left, and that'll be fun. I think that's everything that was like extra stitching. So I'm not doing a whole lot of extra stitching right now. So we'll go forward to regular stitching. That's just what I worked on. So I worked on my husband's piece this past Monday and actually got a decent amount done on it. 244 half stitches. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. This one is on 40 count Vertil 1/1 half cross. And I did one length of thread in Maggie's face right here because I told you I wanted to do something blocky. And then I think I did 2 or 3 colors. Let's see, 2 confetti lengths in Homer and Marge's face and their hands and everything. So you probably can't tell that too much. It might be slightly crisper than before, but the 1 length of yellow in Maggie's face will be more obvious. So there's that. Slow going, but I think it'll be fun when it's done. And then I worked on, I started Letter E Fairy on Tuesday. This will be my new letter fairy for the foreseeable future. I need to get 2 of these done before next summer, so I need to make nice progress on this. I'm planning to work on them 4 days every, most months at least, and I got it started this Tuesday. I will be doing some rearranging of my plans because everything's a little bit not normal here in the summer. So I won't be working on this week, but I will give it 3 days later in the month. So it will still get 4 days in June. But I got to start on it. And I'm doing a conversion to match what my niece likes. And this niece likes, oh yeah, that's still there, purple. So I made her a purple dress. So I actually got working on it for a whole day and not just bonus stitching. I got the whole dress stitched. This is 32 count water lily linen, 2/2 full cross. And I had some trouble with my floss choices because they're fancy flosses. Some of them blended too well in some sections, but were fine in other sections. So I ended up unpicking parts of it and restitching them in like the lighter or darker version, you know, to make sure it kind of blended better. So I think I'm happy with it now. Once I get, there'll be a lot of beads here on the bottom and a little bit of back stitching at the top. So I think it'll work. And then I got started on her skin, had my needle in here. Smokey usually leaves my stuff alone. I came back and it was like this. She bit the string off and my needle is missing. Still haven't found it. She's still here, so she must not have eaten it, but I don't know where it went. So that's where she's at, and I never came back to her after I found her like that because I was looking for a needle. So anyways, I'll pull her out again for 3 more days later in the month of June to get her full 3 and hopefully get the fairy pretty much done in that amount of time. I think I have skin up here, skin down here, and all of this bits, and her hair obviously, and all the fairy dust. I could work on her wings now, or I could wait until I do more of this E stuff up here. So it's possible I'll work up, maybe work down, do some beading on her, and then start working on the E. So we'll see. I won't work on that this week, but that's kind of my plan going forward. Then I worked on High Hopes. This is my focus piece for June to try to get it finished. And I had a lot left. I still do. Didn't think there was even a possibility of getting it finished this month in the time I had. I was working on colors that were throughout the whole piece, like the greens and some of the browns. And then I was having decision fatigue, not knowing where do I go now? What color do I pick? I don't know. Trying to color complete, but I didn't know which colors to pick. So then at some point I decided, let's just go down the list and check off the ones I finished and start checking them off as I go, just from the top to bottom. So that's what I've been doing. And once I started doing that, I'm like super excited about it. I want to finish it. So I have kind of rearranged my June a little bit to accommodate that. Already this should have gotten 1 more day to get a full 8 days. And I think I put that at the end of the month just to have a spot for it, but I feel like I need to keep going on something when I have an unfinished goal. If I let too much time pass, I'm not interested in coming back. So I went ahead and cleared my week for 4 more days. And starting today, I'll work on it for 4 days and we'll see. Maybe I can get a finish. So yeah, my June is not gonna be strictly structured the way I had done. Things are kind of rearranged, but I'm still working on everything for the most part for the amount of time I originally said, with the exception of Summer Queen, my Mirabilia bonus piece. I'm nixing that all together. Unless for some miracle I finish High Hopes a little bit early, then I can pull her out for a day or two. But I don't think that'll happen. I think this will need all 4 days. So here, this is now. Super happy with this. It's on 32 count, probably willow green, 2/2 full cross. And got a lot done. Lots of greens, starting in on some pinks and some browns. Realized there was a little bit of white that I had not done yet, so I got that put in. I did some black. I did the bee skep, which has some satin stitches in here as well. Started in on the kitty cat. There's some gray in there. There's some colors like these. This is a pale pink that's down here in these flowers, and that's the only place it is. So there's some colors like that go really fast. And then other ones where like this pink was in all of these and in this basket and up here in the border. So like there's a lot more of that color. So it just kind of depends. So that's why I've found it very nice to go down the list and just work them, check them off, because then I just get them all done. Got these little bees mostly started. They have little legs and antennas that I'll add later. There's 2 more over 1 ladybugs, which I haven't done yet. I figured when I'm doing the backstitching details and need 1 strand for that, I'll do those 1 over 1 bits then. Yeah, so I'm actually really excited to see if I can finish this week. That'd be really fun. So yeah, that'll be my plan for today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Be kind of busy days with activities, so hopefully that won't derail me too much, but we'll see how it goes. And then, let's see, let's go back to my page where I wrote down what I did. Then I worked on Celtic Ladies collage on Sunday for Seasonal Sunday. I'm working in summer, and I had some trouble sorting out the conversion that I did for her hair and face. So it felt like the lightest shade in her hair that I'd picked matched too well, and then when I pulled out all the browns, another 2 matched too well. So I kind of readjusted the hair a little bit, added a blend for the lightest shade, and then when I put in her face, I realized the darkest shade in her face didn't look very natural. It blended too much with the new lightest shade of her hair. It was like snowball effect. So I then did a blend in her face for the darkest color, and I'm currently happy with this. Didn't get as much total progress, but I think it will be good. And I'm planning to work on this 2 days this week, and that'll be the last, it's the last 2 days, so it'll get a total of 4 in June also. So I'm going to front load this one a little bit. So here is summer at this point. This is 32 count lamb's wool linen, 2/2 full cross. And I got the lightest color of hair all the way done, so I didn't want to unpick that, so I just kind of made the rest of them work. And I'd rather unpick the face that I had started and figure out a new color there than undo all of over 100 stitches of her hair. So I think I'm happy with where the direction it's headed now. So hopefully when you see this again next week, I'll have her face done and more of her hair. That'd be nice. That's the trouble with conversions. Sometimes you get into it and you need to make adjustments. So take some time, but in the end, it's fun to have it be the way you like it. So, and then yesterday I worked on my dragon ride piece for my son, which I didn't show you before last week because I planned on coming back to film yesterday. So I'll show you a before from whenever I stitch on this last. It's by Theresa Wenzler, and I'm working on this on 28 count MCG Textiles even weave that used to be at Hobby Lobby. It's in blue, and you can see hopefully that I filled in blue in this wing along here and the edge, and then along here as well. So it's 2/2 everywhere except for the man, who's charted for 1/1. And yeah, I got some wing fill in, 3 lengths of thread, blends. So yeah, that was fun to work on. I feel like this next little bit, I'm gonna try to work on filling in this wing completely. There's like 2 or 3 more colors in here, and I'll probably color complete the color that I'm currently working on, which is also here in pinions down here, probably also some in his body and tail. So there's a lot more to go, but that's looking fun. I think that's what I worked on yesterday. It's nice to be able to not have bonus stitching getting in the way in the afternoon, where I can just pull this out, because sometimes my evening gets busy and it's nice to say, well, at least I got a little bit of time in the afternoon on this. So that'll be nice. Going forward, everything I've showed you is also what I'm going to work on this week. So High Hopes, Celtic Lady Sampler, and next week my husband has Monday off, so most likely I won't be able to film next Monday either. So I thought I'd bring my Monday project for next week to show you too, which is Bear Time Stories, another family piece, which I like to work on those on Mondays. So this one is by Randall Spangler, Heaven and Earth Designs, and cute little teddy bear with some dragons, reading a book. So I'll work on this next Monday. This is 40 count Vertical, also, just like The Simpsons, 1/1, half cross. And I'm currently trying to color complete the most used color, which is I think 814, this darker burgundy color. And so hopefully I can get a good chunk of that put in and get that closer to completed. And then after I get that color put in, I'll color complete from the least to the greatest, I think, at that point. So I want to get a little bit more structure filled in before I start the least to the greatest. So get more of that 814 chipped away at. And after that, just a couple more things that I'll work on in the month of June. So June is not going to be particularly not a big variety of projects, but that's okay. It's fun to see progress, and at this point I'm feeling really closer to monogamous than switching a lot. It's with this High Hopes, it's like I just want to finish it. Let's kind of rearrange things to make it happen. So we'll see how that goes, and it's possible as I move into July I'll want to do the same thing. I'll like look and see. I have my Christmas elf fairy. Maybe I'll get close to a finish on that one and want to finish that too. So you never know. I'm just really feeling like knocking out some of these smaller projects, and I feel like a little regret that I didn't do that earlier in the year with things like flowers within a flower in January, that I didn't just move things around to try to keep working on that one and get it done and off my plate. So I'm feeling like that now, and so I'm going to do it while I can. So that's the plan, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy the weather if it's nice where you are, and enjoy your stitching. Happy stitching. Bye.